But what about the wealthy people, the wealthy athletes living the high life, and suddenly they just can't pay their bills because they say they can't afford to? How in the world does that happen when they make all this money? Like, for example, heavyweight boxer Evander Holyfield, who came close to losing his $10 million mansion and is still in hot water over a loan and child support. Brian Cuban is executive director of the Mark Cuban Foundation and recently wrote an article on why so many jocks have trouble hanging on to their bucks. Brian, thank you very much for coming on.
Hey, Julie, thanks for having me here.
My very favorite is Latrell Sprewell back in 2004 when he was in the final season of a $62 million contract with the New York Knicks and basically said he's got his family to feed, and he was insulted when the Minnesota Timberwolves offered him a mere $27 million contract. I mean, are these people delusional?
Well, no, I don't think so, Julie. You know what's funny about that is, more than half of, I'd say NBA athletes probably live paycheck to paycheck. So from Latrell's standpoint, he probably was saying, like, I have my family to feed after every, my lifestyle is so high, I don't have anything left after every paycheck, so I need more.
I know, but there are so many people watching right now that are having hard enough time filling up an SUV gas tank. So a lot of people are going to feel like this kind of leaves you with the impression that basically more than half of the NBA players are not only financially inept, but they're idiots in general.
Well, I mean, you got to put it all in context. How many 18, let's forget the NBA, how many 18 or 19-year-olds do we know out there who have financial planning experience and who wouldn't burn a hole at their pocket for $1,000? So I mean, yes, it's on a larger scale, a larger stage, but the financial inexperience of immaturity that comes with age is really a constant. And it's life experience, it's education over the years that gives you that gives you what you need, and surrounding yourself with the right people you can trust. How many, when you're 18 or 19 and all of a sudden you have money, and I don't care if it's the lottery, an NBA contract, or somebody gives you $1,000, you want to get your buddies who you've been partying with and going out with, and you want to spend it.
I was really bad with money. I had to cut up all my credit cards, and it took me 7 years to get over the damage I created during my college years. But Ed McMahon...
I'm still bad with money.
Yeah, I mean, I am too. That's why I pay cash for everything. No more credit cards. But Ed McMahon, Evander Holyfield, obviously, Mike Tyson, MC Hammer. MC Hammer, I think, was worth like $33 million, if my memory... Yeah, his income was $33 million, yet he still could not afford to pay his day-to-day expenses. You're telling me that these people who are making tens and tens of millions of dollars are living paycheck to paycheck, and I just don't understand how anyone could possibly live like that when you're making that kind of money.
Well, that's because of, they've never, you get into a cycle of just not surrounding yourself with the right people. If you bring in $10 million and you spend $10 million on one, you're still broke.
Yeah.
So if your nut is just so high that you have such a self-entitlement, live in such a self-entitled atmosphere that you always think I'm a star, I can keep making. When you have these young kids, and whether it's the NBA, or,
a lot of these guys are in their 30s and 40s. It's still unbelievable to me. But Jack the Ripper Clark, the star player for the Boston Red Sox, by the way, my favorite, among his bankruptcy petition, he listed 18 automobiles, including a 1990 Ferrari that cost $717,000. Gee, I wonder why he was living paycheck to paycheck.
Yeah, and those of us who are old enough to remember that, I remember Jack saying he had a car, bragging that he had a car for every day of the week.
Gee.
None of them were paid for, of course.
This guy's loaded over here, and he yet still affords a lovely tie, a new one every single day, in all the colors. It's amazing.
Yeah, what you have to remember is that, like, even the young guys, coming into the NBA, if you sign $1 million contract, you think you're a millionaire, and you're really not.
Nope, because you're paying taxes too.
You're paying taxes, Brian. You're buying this.
All right, Brian Cuban, thank you very, very much. That's all the time we have. Sorry, I didn't mean to take